Joey Wheeler, or Katsuke Jinochi, is one of the main characters of Yu-Gi-Oh! Well, that depends on the medium you ask that, but the fact still stands. Joey is a character with really interesting themes and philosophies, one that maybe not all characters have. So much so that the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh! Himself, Kazuki Takahashi, who may rest in peace, said that in terms of character, Joey is way stronger than Yugi, Kaiba, or even the Pharaoh, as he was damn near close to their level, if not equal, but he makes it without any magic force or millennium item or anything that makes him stronger that's not on himself. Yugi has a millennium puzzle, connections with the ancient past, and a little spirit of a pharaoh inside of him. Like every battle he's on is literally a 2v1. And Kaiba has connections with the past also. He has the Millennium Rod on his side, and even though he doesn't care about that, Destiny has always found a way to help him. But Joey has none of this. He has no connection to anyone in ancient Egypt, he has no Millennium item, no God card, nothing. And like this, he was able to pretty much beat the main antagonist of the second art of Yu-Gi-Oh!, Marik Ishtar. And yeah, he technically lost, but I'll get more into that later. So enough with the intro. Today, we're going to be talking about Joey Wheeler, and be focusing mainly in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. I'm going to be all over the place with this though, so if you enjoy it, make sure to leave a like, or a comment, or subscribe. Any one of those would really make my day. But now, enjoy this video. In case you haven't heard of Yu-Gi-Oh! Before, it's an anime based on a manga, like most other anime. The manga in question is called Yu-Gi-Oh! In this manga, it's about Yugi and his gang encountering different games. Then a bad guy comes along claiming to be the best at this game. Turns out he's a cheater, Yugi punishes him in a gruesome way, and story over. In a mostly episodic way, but one of these games was a card game called Magic and Wizards, based clearly on Magic the Gathering. Readers liked this part of the manga so much that it had its own entire arc and side plot that eventually became the main plot. Then, the demand was so high that real cards were sold, and the anime was created. And boom! Just got a quick rundown of the story of Yu-Gi-Oh! But now, what is the story of Yu-Gi-Oh? Well, as I said, I'm gonna be mostly covering the anime, so... The story of Yu-Gi-Oh! Follows Yugi, who after solving the Millennium Puzzle that was given to him by his grandpa, who got it from the tomb of a pharaoh, is now having the spirit of said pharaoh inside of him, and is able to take control of his body whenever necessary. This causes a lot of crazy stuff to happen, and all around this one card game. It's called Duel Monsters, and this game is played like a regular old card game, but in the past, this was a dark game filled with black magic, sorcery, monsters, and much more, but it was sealed away for being too destructive. It was rebirthed by Maximilian Pegasus, and without knowing it, brought this dark energy back into our modern world. Yeah, that's a more serious note on the show, so let's just keep it dumb. Yugi is followed around by his friends, Tia, Tristan, Duke, and obviously, Joey. And there are tons of other more important characters. And the third of this three main character core is Kaiba, who is the reincarnation of this guy in the ancient Egypt who served the pharaoh, who, by the way, spoiler alert, is called Atem, but then went through this simp arc and returned against them, forming a time-transcending rivalry. He has a lot of stuff going on, and I actually really like him. My girlfriend also likes him, so that's why I pretend not to like him. But yeah. And you know, as I'm writing this script, I've decided I'm going to make another video analyzing Kaiba and his character. But anyway, Joey, as I have stated, has none of these connections to the past or magic or whatever. So how is he skilled in this verse? Well, here is where it gets magnific. You see, Joey's determined. He knows he's at a disadvantage when going up against Yugi or Kaiba, but even like this, he doesn't give up. He keeps going. Joey is like a comic relief character, but only half of the time. He uses mainly weird one-off monsters and also mostly luck-based cards. This is so cool to me. I always love when he uses his cards to get on top and in the same leagues like the freaking king of games. And this is not just luck, it's determination, it's genuine love for the game. From the very start of the series to the end, he always fights for what he believes in. He fights in a tournament to win money for his sister's eye operation, otherwise she would never be able to see again. Then, he fights for his friends to protect them, but also, he fights to have fun, to become stronger, because that is something that he definitely believes in. And this sheer determination is what led him to his peak, the battle against Marik. So for some context, in this battle, Joey is facing off against the main villain of the story of this part of Yu-Gi-Oh!, Marik Ishtar, who has a very deep hatred towards the pharaoh because of what he did in his past life. And so, he plans to beat him in a shadow game, to take control of these cards, then hold the power of 3 of the most powerful monsters in the world to cause havoc upon him. But for this, he's first gonna have to get past Yoey. And Marik sees this as a joke. He sees Yoey as a little pebble in the way, and so, he decides to have a little fun. In this point of the story, he holds the power of one of these 3 beasts, and is now using ancient dark magic to cause real effects on people, and has a tag forged to beat the pharaoh, which makes him a really nasty threat. But Joey's not scared. He's not gonna back down just for being at a disadvantage, and so he takes him on. During the battle, Marik uses this dark magic to make it so that every time a monster is destroyed, Joey will feel this damage. Every electric shock, every burn, every slash or strike, he will be felt, and this will make him weaker. Marik takes advantage of this while remaining cocky the whole time, believing eventually this mere human will simply pass out or die soon enough. Everyone is yelling for this duel to stop, but Joey keeps on going. He's electrocuted, he's slashed, burned, punched. He feels his life energy slowly fading, but in no moment does he ever think to back down. He has to save his friend, who in previous episodes was bestialified by Marik, and so he keeps on going. But then, Marik sacrifices everything in his field, leaving him open, and summons a god, the literal god of his world, a deity, the winged dragon of Ra. But in the way he does this, Ra will only be on the field for 1 turn, and Marik will be defenseless. But that doesn't matter. Marik knows Joey won't be able to take a hit from this beast, so Ra launches a fireball the size of a house into Joey. He's literally hit by a fireball from the god of the sun. Everyone is crying, thinking he's dead. Marik is over there laughing his ass off at the sight of this. But then, and Marik did not expect this at all. Marik is panicking. He doesn't know what's going to do. And then Joey draws a card. It's a monster card. He puts it onto the field. Now all he has to do is command an attack. Everyone is cheering. Kaiba is losing his shit. Marik is literally having a stroke. But then, Joey faints. Well, he dies, but they censor this in the dub. So yeah, he literally dies. This after surviving the attack of a god. Marik after this tries to play it cool, but literally throws up after this duel because of the stress that's caused him. Afterwards, Kaiba even admits he's the worthy duelist, but of course doesn't admit to this, making fun of his death in front of Yugi. But boy, you cannot tell me this is not the power of the script. Like, he was literally about to win, but nah, Yugi has to be the one to be the main villain, obviously. So they kill Joey. Yeah, that seems fair. Nah, but in all seriousness, this is one of the most peak moments in Yu-Gi-Oh for me. This shows what the power of not giving up really is. Joey went head to head with a god and beat him, but sadly died of exhaustion afterwards. Only a couple of seconds from winning, man. You have to respect the crap out of him for that. Joey was from the start a character that always stood out to me. From the start I saw him, but was maybe not as cool as Season 1. But then came Season 2, and he became my favorite character. With all his luck-based cards and his personality, which I really liked, and the monsters he used, I adored him. But then Season 3 occurred, and this battle, and it cemented him as one of my favorite characters in fiction. And as he always said, never give up. Hi everyone, it's me, Nikaib. I just wanted to say that I've been going through some personal situations that has been making videos a little different. I can't really get much IRL scenes and haven't been able to stream. Also for videos, I wanted a skit, like Duel with me and Krabby, but because of this stuff, I wasn't able really to do this. I also wanted to show my Yu-Gi-Oh deck that's inspired by Joey, but I just hope this all passes over soon and I can make the best content I can. So if you enjoyed watching this to the very end, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And so until the next time our devices connect, see you then.